Alright, Shalom, Shalom. The brother Kadash.
Shalom to brother Quanah.
I want to start out by giving all praises to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash.
This week we gonna start off where we left off at last week. We're gonna name this camp Law, Statutes, and Commandments again, but we just gonna name it Part 2. Last week, we was kind of getting into the Spirit, but the Spirit took us somewhere else. We had a couple people come up, and that took us on a whole nother thing. If you watched that last camp, so we still had something that we wanted to touch with the Law, Statutes, and Commandments. Like we said, it's so many of them. For us to bring them all out, we have to read throughout the whole Bible, but we're just getting like some key things, And this is really important because a lot of people just think that it's only 10 law, statutes, and commandments. So we showing them that there's more, maybe that you don't even know. But one of the themes that you're going to see is that really all these law, statutes, and commandments that we're bringing out, they really hang upon those first 10. They really go right along with those first 10. So you're going to be able to notice that. Sometimes you got to go back to the basics. Like we were saying last week, we bring out the deep stuff, but sometimes you got to go back to the basic and just teach the law. We got to find our own lane, and do our thing, because there's a lot going on right now. You got inflation. I think hyperinflation is coming, or already damn near started. You got famines. You got water dams drying up. You got the prices of food going up. You got the prices of gas going up. It's getting way more hotter. You got those forest fires that's about to come back, and they already suffering. Yeah, so they already started, So you got that going on. You got people losing jobs and shit like that again, man. You got mass shootings and shit like that. So it's gonna come behind that. More marching, more billboards, Black Lives Matter. You got you might have some riots and shit like that, so a lot gonna go on. I wanna say something quick about that. I ain't gonna really, because that's the Lord's judgment, We understand that. But what's funny to me is every time these people do something like that, because this ain't the first time it happened with the church too. Dude went in there and killed a lot of Israelites, right? Why do the police always apprehend them? 2-3 police show up and apprehend them, and nobody, they don't kill the dude. Now I just want to say, imagine if it was a so-called Negro that did that. When the police showed up, they would have showed up shooting and killed them. You see what I'm saying? It wouldn't been no getting. I see the dude standing right by the police car. The police had his hand on his back. This dude just killed 10 people. Now imagine if somebody did that, if an Israelite did that. The police would have pulled up shooting. He would have not made it out of there alive. This would be way bigger if he went to a fucking Costco's where it's all Edomites at and fucking went in there and just got to kill him. Imagine what that would look like when the sheriff's in there and pulled up. But when they do it and they come kill us, it's just, they might take him to McDonald's and get him a large fry because he's hungry. Because he just did all that work. You see how the bullshit, but you know what? I stay out of it. You know why? Because Jake ain't gonna do shit, man. Jake don't know how to come together. Jake still preaching dumb shit like all nations need to come together and be one, and all nations can be saved. These motherfuckers doing that shit. They about to turn up, and it's gonna be even more of them. I guarantee there's gonna be even more of them that's gonna come. Yeah. But Jake telling us that we need to accept all nations and come together.
Yeah.
Clown shit.
That's who they want to be friends with.
Yep. Because that's the truth. That's who they really are, man. And they about to turn up. Because what happens when times get harder, right? When you have famines, when you have lack of things and people, and just times is harder on everybody, and the party is over, and everybody is suffering, people turn to like a beast state of mind. And what are the Edomites gonna do? See, that's the thing about these Edomites, man. When some shit ain't going their way, they gonna do something about it. You niggas, y'all ain't doing shit, man. Y'all waiting to go party on the weekend. Y'all work all weekend, get you an outfit, go to the mall, get you some shoes from Finish Line, and then you go out to the party tonight.
Look how they ran in the Capitol building.
Yep.
In Washington.
Yep, perfect example. Go ahead, yep.
They ran in the Capitol building, some shit wasn't going their way. Trump got, he didn't get reelected. You know what I'm saying? And they ran in the Capitol building and they tore it up.
Yeah. They tore that bitch up. They said, look, man, we ain't liking how shit going. They ran to the Capitol building.
And not one of them got shot.
Now,
and they came in there with all types of weapons.
Now look what Jake do. Jake don't do shit, man. Spirit kind of taking us somewhere else, but we gonna hop back on it. But I mean, the Ishmaelites come set up shop in our hood. Y'all ain't knocking on their door. Look, the only way you can set up over here, we got to get 15% of all your profits, or you got to move out of here. No. Motherfuckers say that's extortion. No, that's an HOA. That's an HOA fee, just for being in the community. That is extortion. That's an HOA fee, motherfucker.
Instead, they want to join heirs with them.
Yeah. Say they can be saved and shit with us and shit like that, man. Now, the Chinese Moab, they had come set up Utah. Man, Utah been in our city. Utah been there for years.
Yeah,
they so successful, man. They gotta be successful.
Yeah, I remember when they first started, cause they had all the hats when they first started. They started, I want to say back in early 2000s. I want to say probably back in like 03, 04 when they came around.
And they ain't got no Chinese shit in there.
None.
All they shit is targeted to who?
Black people.
Black
Israelites.
people. The Israelites. It's ran by Chinese, but you go in there, you can't tell unless you see them behind the counter. You would think that's a black store. They targeted, all they shit is targeted towards the Israelites. They ain't got no Chinese shit in there.
Men and women, Israelite men, Israelite women. They got all the hair weave, all the nails, everything you need.
They've been there for years. Ain't nobody came and tapped in with them and said, look, we need 15% of all your profits. Why? Because you sell it to our people. You in our territory, right? On our side of town, sell it to our people. We need 15% of profit. Y'all gotta move about it. HOA fee, motherfucker. But Esau don't let it anyways, because whenever we try to come together and build organizations, Esau always infiltrate them with agents and take them down. So we can never build anything like that where we have power. Esau don't want that to happen.
Perfect example. I was talking to this dude that I went to school with last night, right? And he got a little brother who owned a tent shop. And he told me, because I asked him, I was like, your brother still doing the tents? And he was like, yeah. He was like, but the police keep fucking with him. I'm like, for what? He was like, man, I don't know. But you know, he probably used to do whatever he used to do before he got that business. Now he's trying to turn his life around. He got his own little successful business. He a young cat. He younger than me. I'm 28. Right? He got his own little tent business, and he make good money. So he tell me that the police always coming over there and messing with him. Always trying to find a way to mess with him, trying to shut him down. I know it's kind of going off, but it's not. We was talking about, the other day, we was talking about the Ishmaelites that set up the car lots over there. And how they came out of nowhere and they got millions and millions of dollars worth of cars, and they just popped up one day out of the blue and set up shop in the smack dab in the middle of the, the area where it's majority lots. Yeah, right? And they, and the police have been over there to fuck with them since.
Man, it's nothing.
Now, they the one, if it's anything, them the ones you want to go fuck with, because you want to look into how the fuck they got all that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? He got a small, but Jake, on the other side of town, the east side of town, he got a small little tent shop. You know what I'm saying? Ain't making near as much money as Ishmael and them making over there. But he the one getting harassed.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's, hey, brother bringing it out, because here it is, these Ishmaelites, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
They came into town, they opened up a car lot not too long ago, less than a decade ago, or maybe right around a decade ago. It started off small, right? Now today they got funding coming from somewhere. Man, they got they selling Lamborghinis, they got Ferraris, they got Bentleys, they got Rolls Royces they selling. So you got to think about it. One Lamborghini that they got, that Lamborghini might be $300,000. Just that one car, and they got 10 of them. If you go into their actual shop, you see what I'm saying? So they got everything, Hellcats. So how the hell did they get that funded? The police ain't over there even thinking about them. But here it is. Here go Jake. He got his own little tent business, probably making a couple $1,000s a month off of it, and the police over there harassing. See how that is? You see how that is, man? But guess what? If they go fucking with them Ishmaelites, there's consequences behind them. Because them Ishmaelites band together, man. Yeah. And they'll go to the state, they'll go to the city. Whoever funding them that got big money, that's politics and shit. They can politic, call in police in our city messing with us. People that's funding them that got the millions and millions from Iraq or wherever the fuck they come from, or Saudi Arabia, wherever they come from, and make a call to the state, somebody in office, the mayor, yeah, it's consequences, and then they don't fuck with the Edomites like that, because the Edomites gonna band together. They'd be right down here, right down there at the Capitol building, marching on the front door, for the pull the whatever they call them, finna pull they motherfucker ass out of there and drag them down the street. Yeah, finna drag them down the street if they don't change something, man. Stop fucking with our shit.
Yeah.
Y'all
fucking with our rights.
You got drag strips. There'll be a whole bunch of Edomites at the drag strip. They out there drinking, they out there racing and drinking. They doing whatever they want to do out there. Police ain't nowhere in sight. Matter of fact, some of them is police. Yeah. Off duty. Now let Jake do that. We can't even come together and have a fucking block. And police coming through there 5 deep, 6 deep. Finna stop this shit. Crazy, man. But we gonna get into the law, because the law is what's going to make us, give us that power to build an organization to come together. It's called the elect of Israel. But we got to learn we got to have laws to govern that organization. And the law, statutes, commandments is the perfect laws.
What verse is starting at? In the first one? What's that, 19?
Yeah. They got verse 1.
At the top?
Yeah.
Okay, Leviticus 19, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. Ye shall fear every man his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your power. Turn ye not unto idols, nor make yourselves molten gods. I am the Lord your God. And if ye offer a sacrifice of peace offering unto the Lord, ye shall offer it your own will. It shall be eaten the same day ye offer it, and on the morrow. And if aught remain until the third day, it shall be burnt in the fire.
And those are the sacrificial laws, but we gonna scan through them because Yahweh Shai came and he's the ultimate sacrifice, man. So we gonna just keep going.
Right here, verse 11. All right, we're gonna jump down to verse 11. Leviticus 19, verse 11. Ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another.
Right, so really you're not supposed to steal, and you're not supposed to lie to another Israelite. Now I heard a group, they was like, where does it say you can't lie? Right there.
Exactly.
We're not supposed to be lying to each other, man. Because we supposed to be together, we supposed to be on one accord, really, as a people. Now let me give you an example. Let's just say I got a cousin, right? And then cuz he got a cousin, right? Then let's just say me and cuz on one car, right? Then let's say him and his cousin on one accord. Me and my cousin on one accord. What does that mean? That means all four of us on one accord. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you link together. It's like ants. You see what I'm saying? Look, people, I advise you to go study ants. Somebody might say, like, why the fuck I'm gonna study ants? But you gotta study to see how they organize, right? They build like big ass mounds if you let them just sit there and grow. They know how to get food. They bring the food back, feed everybody. Everybody eats. So it's a lot you can learn off just how ants move. That's how we supposed to move. We supposed to all be one accord, man. All on one accord, the mission, the greater good for everybody, not this individual shit. But we can't be stealing against each other, right? We can't be trying to kill each other. Keep moving.
Verse 12. And ye shall not swear by my name falsely.
That's a big one, but hold up. And go study bees. How bees work together, a beehive work together. That's what Esau do. Look, Jacob laugh at that shit. I study fucking bees and ants. What is this, high school? Esau studies bees. How do you think he fucking made planes? He was studying birds. And now, from him studying birds, he have a thing called fucking jets. And now they could rule us with those jets. Because if you trip, they gonna pull one over and they gonna shoot a missile at your ass and take you out the sky. Or they could just pull a drone and the drone could come and kill all of us. Or like they did in Japan, they drop an atomic bomb from a plane. So that all came from them studying the chariots, seeing the chariots up there, knowing that it's possible, and them studying birds.
Right.
They study horses, and then now you got cars. That's why car got horsepower. Exactly. That came from them studying horses. At first, you had carriages, or you had chariots, and you had the horses that was in front and to pull you. And then that technology developed to what you have today, of course. You gotta study the nature, man. That's God's work. That's the Lord's work. You gotta study it to be able to learn, man. I'm studying fucking octopus and shit. How they change color. If you wanna,
I was just watching octopus last night. Or the night before last.
Yeah, and I was saying, if you wanna figure out how to go invisible, like put a visible cloak, you gotta study octopus. Because they could blend in. They technology in their skin, you could put that like in your car. And then your car be able to blend in with the environment. Yeah. That's why you gotta study shit, man.
Neither shalt thou profane the name of the Most High. I am the Lord. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning.
Don't be talking shit about the Lord's name. A lot of people gonna have to pay for that, man.
Yeah.
And that's one of the sins. I think that's one of the ones that's one of the biggest ones, because that's like one of the first or second ones. We're gonna get to it of the first 10. And then you ain't supposed to be defrauding your neighbor, man. What's a big thing going on today? Scam. That's defrauding your neighbor, man. If you defrauding the fucking Edomites, look, do that. Look, that's what you want to do. I ain't got shit to say about it, but I will say that you got to be wise and harmless as a dove, because you defrauding them, they gonna come after you. Exactly. And then you gonna be sad when they get you, because they gonna get you, because they got the technology and shit to do. So I wouldn't do none of it at all, you know. And everybody, every now and here, then you get a little, you know, a little lick. I get it, you know, Jake. You know, but you're not supposed to be defrauding other Israelites, you know.
Back on his name, you know. Now we worship in the name Yahweh Shai and Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. But what our people is used to hearing is Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Right? So now we come off as what people would call Muslims, or, you know, any other type of religion, when we're not even a religion anyway. And so when we try to learn people the name Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, they look at us like we crazy, and then that's where they come with playing with the name. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that's, like you said, the name is very important.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, the name is very important, because, I mean, a lot of people call on Jesus Christ. Like, the majority of us call on Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
guess what? Jesus Christ ain't the name. You have to repent from that shit. You are not going to make it into the kingdom calling on Jesus Christ. So whoever doing it, they still got time before that door is closed to repent from it. But you're not going to make it.
And you got Jake today. You know, you got Jake today that's been kind of doing decent for themselves, you know, all their life. They've been believing in Jesus Christ. They've been praying on Jesus Christ, so they kind of doing good. And so they believe that it's Jesus Christ that's helping.
Yeah, but when all hell break loose and everybody in a fucked up state, you gonna call on Jesus Christ, you ain't gonna get no answer back. You ain't gonna get no help.
Like, I do not know you. What he said, you gonna call him and he gonna tell you he do not know you.
Yep. Close that motherfucking door on you. Matthew 25 breaks it down. So you gonna have to deal with it, you know. But let's keep going on.
Verse 14. Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shalt fear the Most High. I am the Lord.
Well, we gotta do a separate video on that, because what's going on today? You got something called drill music.
Yep.
That's cursing the deaf. You know, talking about your ops and stuff. That's real big today. That's the biggest music form today. The most popular music form today is drill music, and it started in Chicago, and it's all in New York. It's all in Atlanta, LA. You know what I mean? What's the main thing they're doing? They're dissing the dead.
Exactly.
Didn't it say you should not curse them?
I'll read it again. Verse 14. Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shall fear the Most High. I am the Lord.
You gotta do a video on that, and you gotta do that testimony video too.
Yeah.
That testimony, and you gotta do a video on do not curse the deaf.
Do not curse the deaf.
Yeah, because that's pop. I mean, that drill music, that's a big thing. So all of them that's doing that, they sinning.
Yep.
That's complete sin, man. That's complete wickedness. That's
all you see nowadays too in these music videos.
Yep. Talking about they ops.
Yep. And the ones that's doing that, those are the big ones.
Yep. And a lot of people didn't even know that was in the Bible. But you kind of have a feeling that that's wrong, and that's what we said. A lot of the law, statutes, commandments is already in us, because you got a feeling, you know, like, man, you shouldn't be talking about the dead. Where does that come from? That comes from the law. That's why this Bible is great, man. It's in there. Look, right there, in there. Tell you. All we gotta do is follow it, and we wouldn't even be having that problem today, man. That's why Jacob's trouble coming in a big way. It's coming right now. Jacob's trouble coming, man. We got a lot.
Verse 15. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the persons of the poor, nor honor the persons of the mighty.
Right, because when you judgment, you know you do it to the best of your ability. You ain't trying to offend nobody. You know what I mean? Right. Keep on.
Nor honor the persons of the mighty, but in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor.
Right, so you got to do it in righteousness. When you judging, you making a judgment, we come together. We say, look, bro, this situation happened. All right, look, I ain't feeling it, right? Just like if something like me and bro, right? Something go on between me and bro, we gonna say, look, bro, this happened, we out the band. He gonna give his side, we out the band, da 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 da. If we can't come to agreement, Then we just gonna go to the Bible. We're gonna say, look, it says this, bro. This is the righteous way to do it. And then we're gonna say, oh shit, Salaki. My bad. Hey, fuck yeah, dude, it say it right there, right. That's it. Then you move forward, and then what do the Bible say? You forgive your brother. Say your brother transgress against you seven times in one day. How many times you forgive him? 70 times, 7 times 70. You forgive him. If he repent, you forgive him. And then when you forgive him, another big thing, you don't hold the shit over his head. You don't keep bringing it up, man. Remember when you did it. You forgive him, you let that shit go. It's over with. It's done. Shit, cause ain't none of us perfect. Every now and then we all get on each other's nerves or do something and offend one another. You know what I mean? But it's about the spirit though. If you offended or you remorse about it, you know? Right. Or you like, damn, I did offend, bro. I was tripping. It might have took me a week. It might take me 2 weeks to realize that I offended, bro.
Yeah.
It might take me a month. I might be like, bro, you remember that shit that happened a month ago? I was tripping. My bad, bro. Hey. I wasn't even, you know?
And sometimes, you know, because we in the flesh, you know what I'm saying, our pride kind of try to come in and get the best of us. Yep. So it might take a brother a little longer to actually apologize to you, but as long as he ended up doing it, you know what I mean, then that's when you know, like, okay, yeah, the brother's sincere, and if it's sincere. You know
and that's righteous judgment, because even on the other side, if a brother offends you, you got to know, like, man, he tripping, but you got to give him time. You got to know, like, all right, fine, I'm just giving him some time. It might be 2 months. It might be 3 months. You got to be long-suffering. Just like, brother, it's going to get around to him. Just, you got to, sometimes brothers got to live to understand things. Yeah. He got some more living to do, and then he gonna reach a higher knowledge level where he can finally understand it. Because something might happen, and brother might not be able to understand it at that moment, because he's just not there yet. 3 months down the road, he done gained more knowledge. He done seen more examples of the same thing kind of play out. Now he can kind of get it now. Now y'all can revisit the conversation. Now he get it. You know, you got to give things time, man. You know, let's keep
it. Verse 15. No, verse 16. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people. Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord.
Right. So the talebearer goes the definition goes to gossip. A talebearer, going up and down, telling everybody things, gospeling, whistleblower. You know what I mean? You kind of talking to this person about this person. This person ain't even involved. You know what I mean? But you kind of putting words in the person's mouth. You know, you stirring up shit. You rumors and gossiping. You call it. Look, I heard. And then did you know? Now everybody do that, but if you doing that you talk to a person that ain't even got nothing involved with this situation, you kind of telling them and you gossiping, and then you get off there. Now everybody got a person or two that they go to and they kind of just tell everything to that's going on in their life. But you get off the phone with this person, you pick up the phone, call this person, then you pick up the phone, call this person, and then you done call 5 motherfuckers telling them shit that they ain't even got to do.
Somebody else's business. That's gossip. Gossiping about somebody, you talking about somebody else's business, and you spreading it. Yep. And you know they might only wanted you to know if you know found out from them.
Yep. And then when some bullshit like that come your way, you gotta tell them like, man, I ain't got nothing to do with me. You know, somebody you gotta cut that shit off like, man, they ain't got nothing to do with me, man. You know, you gotta talk to them about that. They ain't got nothing to do with me. You know, I ain't know what's going on. You know what I mean? Don't get involved in that, because next thing you know, your name will be tied up in something. Yeah, you can call who knew. And then motherfuckers calling you like, what was that? And you like, man, damn, y'all done got me in this shit, man. Keep going.
Verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
We gonna stop right there. So much more through there. We have to read the whole chapter. But you should not hate thy brother in thy heart. I got Leviticus 20. Get the next one. You should not hate thy brother in thy heart, man. So you're not supposed to have hatred. You can't even keep the Passover if you still got that hatred in your heart. You're not supposed to be like, man, this guy right here, man, I hate him. You know, you got to kind of let that go. It'd be a hard thing to do for a lot of Israel. You know, when a person offends you or do something to you, it'd be a hard thing to do, but you got to remember the law, statutes, commandments. That's why we bringing it out. You can rebuke them, but you ain't supposed to hold a grudge against them. I just hate this dude. I don't like this dude. That's a sin. That puts you in sin. You got to let the Lord handle it, you know?
And you can hide it from that brother, but you can't hide it from the Lord, because he knows your heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
And
you just gotta pray. A lot of times you gotta pray on it.
Yep, a lot of motherfuckers be having secret animosity against each other and shit like that. Let that shit go, man. Shit ain't if it ain't directly offending you or affecting you, and it's just some shit that was said, man, that shit don't affect you nothing, man. Let that shit go, man. Like we said, a brother might repent, you gotta give it time. It might take him 3 months, it might take him a half year to finally get his shit together, you know what I mean? And then he might come back to you like, bro, I was fucking tripping. I did it before. I didn't been in a situation with people and offended them and was like, damn, maybe I offended, bro. Let me figure out how the fuck I offended him, because he kind of gave me the cold shoulder now. Right. Maybe I must have offended him in a way. And it might have took a year or 2 years. I checked back in with bro, like, what's up, bro? We good? Bro, like, yeah, we good. You gave him some time to get over the shit. What happened, bro? What was you tripping about? What you ain't like? Damn, I ain't like when you had did this back in the day. Then you gotta say, oh, damn, bro, my bad. I was tripping. I was too much in it, bro. I didn't even know, my bad. And then y'all move on. Y'all good now. Y'all settled y'all differences. That's how we gonna be able to build stronger communities and be a stronger people. Once we start learning how to deal with each other, man. You got something to say?
Yeah, I was just gonna give an example. You know, it's been a few times me and you, we had a little disagreement, you know, about a certain topic or two. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it kind of led into like I won't say an argument, I'll say like a heated debate. You know what I mean? And you know, it's been times I've been mad as hell. You know what I'm saying? At cuz, but you know, I ain't never think nothing, you know, envious or nothing like that towards him.
Right. He ain't never wished for my dog, man. Me and cousin had. He said a couple. We done had we grew up together. We grew up together. We done had thousands and thousands of debates growing up, sitting in rooms just debating about shit. I'm talking about bullshit too. Yeah. Basketball games.
Little kids.
Nigga that said this, and the nigga that said that. Then we all in there mad,
now
like,
we in there screaming.
Or we in there hooping, and then a nigga that fouled you too hard. Now you mad. Now we yelling all on the court. We done did that shit thousands and thousands of times, but we still here. We still cousins. Why? Because we let the shit go. Because I know he ain't wishing the bad for me. I ain't wishing nothing bad for him. We only wish the best for each other. So even when we get mad at each other, something like that, we know it ain't really that serious. Right. It's some shit that we really could struggle and entertain. Man, that shit ain't that serious, bro. You know what I mean?
Call each other the next day. Yeah. Hey, because you hear about the, you know, continue to put each other up on stuff that we feel like it might help each other. You know what I mean? Right, like he might hear something about like a job or something that I didn't know about. Hey, cuz, you know, blah, 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 blah. You know, and vice versa.
Then that goes into not holding a grudge, man. That's a grudge is a big thing, man. Yeah. And it's hard. I know how it is, but it's hard. You want to hold a grudge against a motherfucker because you want to get your get back. Yeah. I get it, man, but you gotta, man, the Lord is more important, man. And then that's just holding stress on you. You hold a grudge against a motherfucker for a whole year. You imagine how much stress you got on you just worrying about a situation for a whole year. Man, I ain't got time for that shit. I want to let that shit go so I can stop thinking of that shit, man. It's too much going on right now.
Bro, I got, you know, this kind of personal, but I got robbed before, right? Mm-hmm. And the dude, he stay around here. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And, you know, it took me a long time, like, because before, like, I used to want to kill him. Like, to being real, like, I really used to want to kill him.
And that's before you came in the truth.
Yeah, and that was before I came into the truth. And then I came into the truth, and then I learned that in the scriptures it said that, which is law, that we shall not avenge one another. Right? You gotta let the Lord take, but you don't understand how hard that is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you coming from, you know, you come from, you know, when people say the streets, you know what I mean, and you grew up kind of rough. You know what I mean? And you know, it's a saying like you're never supposed to let stuff slide or people would think you soft. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so now, you know, people know that I ain't did nothing, so, you know, I still got people on that talk about it today. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Every now and again, it'll come up. You know what I'm saying? And I know why I ain't did nothing, because I fear the Lord. And it actually says that, do you know what scripture it is? Where it speaks about not avenging?
Leviticus, we in Leviticus right now? Leviticus 19, it might be verse.
Hold on, let me find it.
Oh, no, that ain't it. It might be in Matthew. No, it's right here, yeah. Leviticus 19:18. I'll read it. It says, thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. So you're not supposed to get your get back. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get my get back. You know what I mean? You ain't let that shit go. Like I said, I don't really want that shit to be on me anyway. You know what I mean? Because like if he still had that grudge against that dude, even today he'd be plotting. see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look, now, think about how much energy you have to sit up night and day you get to drinking and you just mad about some shit that happened years ago.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's too much. That shit gonna age you quick, man. You gotta let that shit go, man. It's way too much shit happening. You got famines coming, hyperinflation coming. You got, like we said, food shortages. You got fucking dams and shit that's drying up, man. You gotta be worried about that shit. That's life or death, man. Rather than worry about this dude, man, fuck dude, he ain't doing shit. The Lord gonna get him. You know? Now we gonna jump in Leviticus 20. It's so much more in Leviticus 19, man. I mean, laying carnally with a woman that's a bondmaid, betrothed to a husband, adultery, trespassing. I mean, it's so much, but we just gonna jump around. Leviticus 20, verse 7. Sanctify yourself, therefore, and be ye holy, for I am the Lord your God. It says be holy. So you have to inspire to be holy, man. You know, word holy means set apart. You gotta be set apart from this world, from the bullshit, from the wickedness, and be holy, be righteous. You know? And ye shall keep my statutes and do them. I am the Lord will sanctify you. That's why we named this camp Law, Statutes, and Commandments. You know? It says, for everyone that curseth his father or his mother shall be surely put to death. He has cursed his father or mother, his blood should be upon him. So back in the day, you know, this when, you know, it's complicated, so we gotta break it down. You know, every now and then we all done cursed our mother and father. Does that mean that you're guilty of this? If your mother and father is wicked, the Lord said, who's my mother, who's my brother? Those that do the will of my father. Because the Lord told his mother, like, what do you want with me, woman? You know. So, but this is like when we all keeping the law, statutes, commandments. You know, your mother and your father, and you're not supposed to curse them anyways, man. You know, if they do something to offend you, they being wicked, you just get away from them. You know what I mean? And let the Lord deal with it.
Yeah, because it speaks about being disobedient.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And that's hard to do too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it speaks about being disobedient. So, you know, even though that's your mother, right, and she's not in the truth, that don't mean just because she don't believe what you believe that you should just disrespect her.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And we all done did it. I know we all done raised our voice, yelled at her
Been
mom,
rebellious.
called her something, you know what I mean? She just getting on your goddamn nerve. But guess what? We repent for those sins, and now we know how to handle them. You read the Bible, okay, now we know how to handle it. Just give them some distance. Get out their way, you know? It says, and the man that lied with his father's wife has uncovered his father's nakedness. Oh, now this about to get juicy right here, because you niggas be going off on this shit, man. It says, both of them should surely be put to death. Their blood should be upon them. You're not supposed to have sex with your father's wife, man. If your father, you at home, now, they say, well, wouldn't your father's wife be your mom? Nope. This proves that man can have multiple wives. That's biblical. Because who's your father's wife? Your father's wife is not necessarily your mom. Your father's wife could be his other wife that you really ain't related
with right now. Whoever he's, you know, sleeping with now, that's his wife.
Yep, that's his wife, right? So you're not supposed to go have sex with her, man. And a lot of dudes be doing that shit, man. Popping their father's wife and shit like that. No, man.
Yeah.
But it's for to get even more. And if a man lie with his daughter-in-law, both of them should surely be put to death. They have wrought confusion. Their blood should be upon them. So it's vice versa. You got a son, he got a wife. That's adultery. You can't go have sex with his wife and pop his wife. You be hearing about stories like that, especially these goddamn Edomites, the so-called Caucasians. They get down like that, man. It says, if a man also lie with mankind, as he lied with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They should surely be put to death. Their blood should be upon them. You're not supposed to have...
My bad. Sodom and Gomorrah. What the Lord do to Sodom and Gomorrah? He destroyed 5 cities because of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
And then today they telling you that it's okay. You can have same-sex marriage. The Lord destroyed cities. The Lord said he's the same today as he was tomorrow, as he was yesterday.
Malachi, what's that? Malachi?
Yeah.
Malachi 3 or something like that?
Something like that, 3, 6, something like that.
I change not.
Yep. So, I mean, you got to deal with that. The Lord doesn't change. The Lord said in Matthew 5, he said, not one jot or one tittle should pass from the law to all be fulfilled. Everything ain't been fulfilled because the second death hasn't came. The first death was during the time of Noah. He flooded the earth. He made the rainbow, which is a symbol that he would never flood the earth again. A covenant he made with people of the earth is not a rainbow for the ABC boys.
Yeah,
you know,
alphabet crew.
Right, and So that's what he made a rainbow for. But then he said the second time he destroys the earth, it's going to be by fire and brimstone. That ain't been fulfilled yet. So that means the law, statutes, commandments is still here. We still got to follow them. But now we have a thing called grace. All that grace means is we have a chance to repent. But you have to repent from those sins, right? Which means you have to turn from them and then get back to keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. So if you have sex with another man, that's an abomination, man. No matter how you feel about it or who feels anything about it, it's in the Bible, you know. It says if a man take a wife and her mother, it is wickedness. They should be burned with fire, both he and they, that there be no wickedness among you. You can't go have sex with a woman and her mother. And you seen that on the movie Baby Boy. You know, the dude he had his wife and he had her mother, and they all was living in the same house.
Right.
You know, so that's wickedness. You can't do that. It says, if a man lie with a beast, he should surely be put to death, and ye should slay the beast. So the beast got to get killed too. You have a thing today where a woman is having sex with horses because the horses got the big long, you know, and the woman is kind of having sex with horses, and dogs and shit, man, and cats. Shit.
A lot of females have dogs. Like a lot of these females that be out here, they single and shit, and they got a dog. It's just them and they dog and shit, living in the house and shit. I mean, I'm not saying all of them do it, but you know, it's some of them out there, man.
It's bending over and the dog knows what to go do.
Got the dog sleeping in the bed with them and shit. What you think they doing?
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck would you have your dog in your bed?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Dogs was referred to as bad things in the Bible. The Lord referred to people as dogs. The woman as dogs.
Yeah.
And then dogs, we never liked dogs. Dogs was used against us during slavery.
Exactly.
They sit the dogs on us and shit like that. The runaway slave, they had the dogs track you down by scent. We never liked dogs. That's some Edomite shit. That's us following the other nations. We're not supposed to be living with those animals, man. That's unclean. No matter how clean you try to make them, they shit on the floor, they pee on the floor. You could train them. It don't matter, man. That shit's unclean.
Yeah, I mean, if you gonna have a dog, keep their ass outside.
Yep. Right now it says, we're gonna keep going. And if a woman approach it to any beast and lie down there too, thou should kill the woman and the beast. They should surely be put to death. Their blood should be upon them. Gotta kill the woman and the beast. This has to be said, man. It says if a man should take his sister, his father's daughter, or his mother's daughter, or see her nakedness, right, and she shall see his nakedness, it is a wicked thing, and they shall be cut off in the sight of their people. He has uncovered his sister's nakedness, he shall bear the iniquity. There's still more on here with the period thing, but I'm going to stop right there because we got more to go through. But you can't pop your sister, man. And if your father got a wife and you ain't related to his wife, one of his other wives, you can't pop the child that they have because y'all still siblings because y'all come from the same seed, which is your father. So you can't
okay.
pop.
I thought that meant like you couldn't even pop. Like if your father had a wife and his wife had a daughter before him, you couldn't pop her. I thought that meant that. But it means, yeah.
It said you can't pop your father's daughter or your mother's daughter.
Yeah.
So your mother is the person that has sex with your father to make you.
Yeah.
So if they have another baby, that's your sister.
Exactly.
Now, if your father got another wife and they have a child, you can't pop that child either because that's still your sister.
Yeah, exactly.
Because just like the 12 tribes of Israel, they all got the same father. They come from the same seed, but they come from different mothers.
Right.
But they still are all brothers.
Right.
So your brother, your actual brother, it would be, we all brothers because we all the nation of Israel, right? But your actual brother would be anybody that comes from your father's seed.
Right.
Now, if your mother goes and get with another man and have a child, we all still family, you know, so it's pointless, but that's not actually like your actual seed, your actual brother, you know, but you call them brother because really we all family. We all, because you want to know what? We all come from the same seed because we all come from the man of Israel.
Right.
So you see how it works? So we all brothers because we all come from the same seed. But still, you can't go pop your sister or, you know, what you would call your stepsister today.
Right.
You know,
Exodus 20 at the top, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exodus 20, verse 1. And the Lord spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above or that is in the earth beneath.
Yeah, you can't. These are the 10 commandments. You read the first one?
Yeah.
You can't make graven images, man, and worship false idols.
Yeah, the first one was thou shalt have no gods before me.
I mean, that's one of the most important. That's the most important one.
Exactly.
You're not supposed to worship other gods. Worshiping Jesus Christ, that's worshiping another god.
Santa Claus.
Yep. The Easter Bunny and
the Irish dude.
All type of shit.
Leap year. I mean, what? I said leap year, but I'm thinking of the Irish, the green guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start back at verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord, thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
Mm-hmm. And those are the 10. You know, we ain't really keep on this morning.
No, not really. I'll finish. And shewing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keeping my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy power in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
And those laws are pretty much straightforward. I mean, they are what they say. The high holy days, you're not supposed to keep the pagan holidays of the Edomites, but you're supposed to keep the high holy days. You got it. Start at verse 10. You know, pretty much, you know. And those are pretty much straightforward, you know. Covetousness, you're not supposed to envy, you know. You know, like if bro get a Lamborghini, I could say, look, I want a Lamborghini too. He inspired me to get one, but I don't want his personal Lamborghini. I'm not plotting on, bro, I'm gonna get your car, right? You know, we might say, look, I'm gonna buy it for you, and that ain't nothing wrong. I wanna buy this motherfucker. I might say, look, you can buy it for sale, but I can't be on some envious shit like, man, I want his Lamborghini. I'm here on the way to deceive him, scam him out of that motherfucker. Dudes be doing that, man. They be hitting me up all the time, trying to scam me and shit, all my shit. Like, bro, just go get one. Like, damn, why you trying to take my shit?
Somebody got a page set up in my name right now. My sister hit me up, and somebody got a page set up in my name right now, using my old profile name and page picture, and they trying to scam because whoever got the page was trying to scam my sister, making it seem like I was locked up in jail and need money.
Crazy. Wickedness, man. Let's keep going.
I got allergies.
We're gonna get straight to the point on this one. It's a lot of heat in this one too, but
this not Leviticus, but this Exodus 21, verse 10. If he take him another wife, her food, her remnant, and her duty of marriage shall not be diminished.
Right. So it says if he take him another wife. So what's another wife? Does that mean 2? Does that mean multiple wives? So this is in the law.
I mean, now, anything after 1 is multiple.
Yeah, so now we reading the laws to you, man. We reading it straight out the Bible, and this is one of the laws. If you take him another wife, now it's the way you're supposed to do it. If you take you another wife, your first wife, you can't diminish her shit, man. Whatever y'all got set up, how y'all doing, you know what I mean, how you got her, now you get another wife. Now this wife, you ain't doing shit for her no more. She ain't even no wife to you, because you in love with this new girl. Right now, you spend all your time with her, now you ain't even allowing this girl to be a wife to you. She can't even do her wifely duties for you. You ain't buying her no shit. You know, her lifestyle just going down. You pretty much just took all away from her. And now you just did, and Jake is guilty of that. And they be running through these girls, right? And then they pop this girl, they be with her for 2-3 months. Then they put her off to the side, find a new love, and then they doing everything with her. No, you're supposed to keep her, man. You gotta keep her. But we can have multiple wives. Now, does that mean they all gotta be rich? I bought this one a Range Rover, so now I gotta buy this one a Range Rover. It don't mean that, man. It's just the basic needs, man. I can buy this one a Range Rover, I can buy this one a Jeep. Shit.
Yeah, because it's only a few reasons in the Bible that speaks about if you're supposed to put away your wife, right? Meaning like, divorce her in so many words. You know what I mean? And you know,
adultery and fornication.
yeah. So anything other than that, it's really against the law.
Yeah. I mean, and it's just like, if she being super wicked, then she is fornicating in a way. Because she fornicating against the law. And adultery, you have a thing called spiritual adultery.
Yep.
Spiritual adultery against the Lord is what? Not keeping his law, statutes, and commandments. So if you got a wife that's going to turn your heart away from the Lord like King Solomon was later in age, you might want to get away from her, man. If she's tagging on you like that, now if she living in wickedness but she not putting it on you, then you might have to just deal with it. But if she putting it on you and she demanding what the bam, then she gonna leave. Fuck it, you know? It is what it is, you know? What's up, brother? What's up?
Verse 11. And if he do not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money.
So what was the three? Make sure you feed her, make sure you put clothes on her, and let her feel life. That's it. All that extra, you gotta buy a mansion shit and Birkin bags, a Lamborghini truck, that shit, you ain't got to do that shit.
Keep going?
Yeah.
Verse 12. He that smiteth a man so that he dies shall surely be put to death.
Can't be killing, man. You can't beat up a dude till he die either.
And if a man lie not in wait, but the Most High deliver him into his hand, then I will appoint thee a place whether he shall flee.
Right, so they had these cities where a man could flee. Let's just say something happened and somebody got killed. You could flee here and be safe until they came with a judgment to figure it out, because the family and everybody be trying to find you to kill you.
Yeah, and it says because the Lord sent him to do that. Right, the Lord might put a curse on that brother or a certain brother, and to execute the judgment that he wants for that brother, to make that happen.
He can't kill, but let's just say what the brother's saying, right? Like, some shit happened. Now, he's not saying like the Lord sent him to go kill a person, but let's just say some shit happened where some shit happened and a person got killed. All right, let's just say the brother was trying to come kill you and you defended yourself, right? Now, like the brother's saying, everything is by the way of the Lord, right? So this incident happened where the brother's trying to kill you, you defended yourself, you kill him. Now the family's coming to try to kill you because they do not kill. So they coming to try to kill you because they think you went off, but the true understanding of the situation hasn't came out yet.
Right.
So there's a city where he can flee until the elders, you know, make a judgment on what happened. How did he get killed? Okay, he was trying to kill you, defending yourself. Okay, you good.
But if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbor to slay him with gully, thou shalt take him from mine altar that he may die. And he that smiteth his father or his mother shall be surely put to death.
So you're not supposed to be in there trying to kill your mother, your father, or beating them down. They keep doing that shit. They be quick to stand up to their father and try to beat his ass. I'm big now.
Verse 18. And if men strive together, and one smite another with a stone,
listen up,
or with a fist, and he die not, but keepeth his bed, if he rise again and walk abroad upon his staff, then shall he that smite him be quit. Only he shall pay for the loss of his time.
Right? Because like if you working, right, and you get into a brother who beat you, and then you got to go on a hospital bed, right? You can't work no more. So you can't feed for your family. He gotta pay for your shit. He gotta pay for he gotta pay for all your time. Whatever expenses you got, he gotta sustain you so you can get back on your feet. Hey, I bet that'll stop niggas from fighting.
Yeah. If that was a real law?
It is a real law.
Well,
but
I mean,
you're saying, if niggas followed it,
exactly.
if niggas followed it, I guarantee that'll stop them from fighting. Because if you beat down a brother, boom, 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 he can't go work for a week, you gotta take care of all his expenses for that week. He can't work to pay his expenses. You don't know about these laws, man. This shit get real, man. Keep going.
And shall cause him to be thoroughly healed. And if a man smite his servant or his maid,
I'm sorry. Salaki, you gotta pay his hospital fees too. Unless he got insurance take care of it. If he gotta pay that shit up, you gotta pay for it. That's brotherhood. Like me and bro got too. We got the fighting and shit, man. In the moment, I went overboard. Folk had to go. I gotta. Now he in debt and shit. He can't feed his family. I gotta take care of it.
Verse 20.
So you better. I'm sorry, the spirit hit me.
No, go ahead.
Your ass better pull some punches, man. Look, we going blow to blow. Look, I'm finna knock him off. Pull it. I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah,
Get him, man. Y'all get him. It's over with. You know? You gotta know when to call it off. Like back in the day, niggas get the fighting and the OGs will call it off. A motherfucker hit the ground, you finna stump an OG, don't put your feet on him.
Yeah,
don't put your feet on him.
Sit there and beat him to death.
Yeah, like no, get him
Are y'all
off.
good? Y'all good? Y'all been fighting for a good 5 minutes, you know what I'm saying? You got your, y'all
5 seconds.
Yeah. Or
Y'all
however.
got, you know, 15 say y'all got a good scrap and y'all boop, 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 boop. And now somebody getting kind of dazed, the OG step in, it's over. Y'all done. Shake hands, hug, y'all done. It's over. Because you had that respect for the OGs. When they said stop, niggas will stop. Or you finna get your head, you know. Keep going.
Verse 20. And if a man smite his servant or his maid with a rod, and he die under his hand, he shall be surely punished. Notwithstanding, if he continue a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his money.
Right, so you got like a guy that come work under you, you know, he young, he trying to make you got some money you built up, you have him come work at your barn, do things for you at the BAM. If you do that, then that's the law to it, you know. And sometimes niggas go overboard, you have somebody working for you, a butler, you kind of smite him, you get mad, and he get hurt, then that's the law for it. So we gonna end it there. You know, law, statutes, and commandments, which is always great to bring out because a lot of those laws, y'all probably didn't even know that was in there. You know, some of the key ones, you know, if you beat up a brother, you got to take care of his finances. You know, that was key. You can't lay with your mother, your father's wives, and shit like that. You know, that was the key ones, you know. Don't blaspheme the Lord's name, man. That's a big one right there. Take the Lord's name in vain, don't have other gods, you know. So we're going to leave it there. We're going to say, Shalom, Shalom. We're going to give our praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Shalom.